Hi everybody, welcome back to Vista Study Visit guys. So today our topic is active and passive voice. Okay, what is a voice according to you people? According to grammar, what is a voice? A voice is a grammatical statement which we pronounce either directly or indirectly. Okay, so that is called as an voice. Okay, so in voices we have two different types, active and passive. Okay, so let us go with the definition first to learn what are active and passive voice. So first one is active voice. It is a grammatical structure of sentences where the subject performs the action described by the verb. Okay. So what is an active voice? An active voice is a grammatical statement, grammatical structure. Okay. Framed in an order of subject, verb and object, where subject performs the main task. Okay. Subject is prominent part here. It is a prominent part of the statement. Okay, so subject is performing an action on object. Got the point? Subject is performing an action on object. For example, Rama helps Hari. Okay, this Rama is the subject, helps is the verb, and Hari is the object. Okay, this is the simple active voice statement where subject is clearly acting on object. Rama helps Hari. Okay, so once again I am going to repeat what is an active voice. Active voice is a grammatical structure or a frame of a sentence in which subject directly acts on object. Okay, subject performs the action described by the verb. Help is the verb here. Okay, subject is acting on Hari. Subject is helping Hari. Subject is helping object. So what is subject? Rama is subject. What is verb? Help is verb. And what is Hari? Hari is the object. Okay, now coming to passive voice. It is also a grammatical structure. It's not a non-grammatical structure. It is also a grammatical structure, but the major difference here is where the subject receives the action of the verb. Here subject acts. Here subject receives. Okay? Here subject receives the action of the verb. See the arrow mark. See the arrow mark. Okay? So, here verb is acting on subject. Here subject, verb are acting on object. Here object and verb are acting on subject. If I write this statement into passive voice, it becomes as Hari is helped by Rama. Okay, so you can see the Hari which was object here has become subject. Okay, and to maintain the tense we have used is and helps become the verb form V3. By is the medium which is followed and Ram is the object. Okay, so here subject acts on object and here object and verb acts on subject. Subject receives the action of the verb. So clearly it says the subject Hari is receiving the action. By whom? By the object Rama. Okay. So this is the major difference between active and passive voice. Let us see some more things or specifications of active and passive voice. Okay. Let's continue the main characteristics of active and passive voice, dear children. Okay, so the first one, we will see the active voice part. Active sentences or active voice sentences are more direct and concise. They are precise statement and give the clear clarification who is doing what. Okay, there is no doubt in the clearance of the subject. Okay, who is performing, on what they are performing and what they are working. It is very much direct and it is concise. Okay, Now coming to active voice puts the focus on the person or a thing performing the action. In active voice, subject is the major performing word. Okay, who performs the action? Okay, so when it comes to performing the task, subjects plays an important role in active voice. Okay, so object always receives the action. That is possible only in the active voice. Okay, active voice can be wordy and less clear. Okay, active voice can be less words and even sometimes maybe it may be difficult for an undefined or new words which are very confusing to understand. Okay, active voice statements are generally and prominently dominated by the subject. Okay, all the normal statements where subject is the first part to act. Okay, so that words or that statements comes in active voice. So subject is prominently dominated. Subject dominates on verb and object. Okay, now coming to passive voice. What are passive voice? Passive voice are the reverse statements of active voice. Passive voice sentences are indirect and long. Okay, they don't come direct to the point. They will go whole city, they will roam and they'll come back. Okay, to the point. Yet that is the sense of the passive voice. They are indirect and they are too long. The unnecessary words are implemented. Okay, passive voice puts the focus on the person or a thing which is not performing an action. Okay, so here passive voice puts an effort for the subject which is not at all performing, which only receives the action. Okay, so it is not at all performing the action. In passive voice are more complicated and even less clear. Okay, they are even more complicated than active voice. They are more complicated and not easily understood by the people. Okay, next comes the passive statements are used where subject is not so important and focuses on the object. Okay, where do we use the active and passive statements? Active voice statements are used to give the correct clarification of a point, of a person, of a subject, something. Okay, but in the case of passive voice, it is completely reversed. How it is reversed? It is reversed that the subject is not important. Only the object is important. Actually, who is performing the verb, action. Okay, so subject only receives the action. It doesn't work. It doesn't work where subject is not important. Rather than subject, the other things are mandatory. In that case, passive voice statements are used. It may be while writing an essay, while writing a letter, or anywhere. Okay, so these are the important points to be covered while converting active to passive statements. Okay. Now let us learn the rules of converting active to passive voice or from passive to active voice. Both remains same. I will tell you what not to do while changing from passive to active. Now let us learn changing from active to passive. Okay. So first rule is meaning should remain same both in active and passive voice. The statement meaning should not change at any cost or condition. Okay, it is our first rule. Meaning should be same. Either you write it in active or in passive, the statement meaning should remain same. It should not change on any cost. Okay, next second comes tense of the statement should not be changed. Okay, tense. Either it is in present tense, past tense, future tense, simple present, present continuous, present perfect, whatever the tense may be. The tense of the statement in both active and passive voice should be same. Active is in present, passive becomes past, it is not applicable. You will lose your marks. Okay. So, before translating or transforming the sentence from active to passive, keep the point in mind that tense should remain same. The tense of the statement is not going to change. Meaning and tense of the statement should not be changed at any cost. Okay. Next comes subject becomes object. Okay. Subject becomes object. From active to passive, when we will change from active to passive, subject becomes the object and object of active becomes the subject of passive. Okay. I will explain once again. The subject of active voice will become the object of passive voice and the object of active voice will become the subject of passive voice. We will solve the example, you'll come to know. Okay. Next is the participle form of the verb. Whatever verb form we have in active voice, it may be V1, V2, V4, whatever it may be, it should be changed to V3, the participle form of the verb. It should be changed to V3 only. Okay. Either it may be continuous form. We should change it into V3 only. Okay. V3 form of verb is the participle form of verb which is used in passive voice. Next comes the last rule, the medium by. The medium by is used before the object in passive. Okay, the subject which will become object here, right? So that is changed. Before that we use the medium by in passive voice. In passive voice. Let us revise once again. Meaning should remain same in the both active and passive voice. Tense of the statement should not be changed. Meaning and tense should not be changed. Subject becomes object and object becomes subject of active to passive. Okay. The participle form of verb V3 is used in passive voice and the medium by is used exactly before the object of passive voice. Okay. So let us try. Let us apply this rule. Okay. See here, I have taken the example of Rama helps Hari. So here, Rama becomes the subject, helps becomes the verb, Hari becomes the object. Okay. So what is the first rule? Meaning should not change. Meaning should not change at all. Okay. So we will keep this aside. We will apply the other rules. Tense of the statement should not be changed. It is in which tense? Simple present tense. Rama helps Hari. Simple present tense. So passive voice should be also in simple present tense. See here. It is in simple present. So we will change it into simple present only. What is the third rule? Subject becomes object. What is the subject? Rama is the subject. So object becomes subject. What is the object of active voice? Hari is the object of active voice. Okay. So we will bring it into subject place. Hari. Okay. Now it becomes same. Here Rama was the subject. Here Hari became the subject. Okay. Now participle form of the verb. Help becomes helped. Okay. But how to maintain the tense? It is in simple present. So we will add Hari is. Okay. So helped V3. Helps V3 is helped. The medium by is added before the object. Before placing Rama here, we will add by. And the subject will become object. Subject will become object in passive voice. Okay. So now it is a simple present statement. See here. Subject, object. Okay. Did the meaning change? Rama helps Hari. Hari, he is helped by Rama. Did our meaning change? No. Here also Rama is helping Hari. Here Hari is helped by Rama. Rama is only helping Hari. We have not changed the meaning of the statement. Okay. So as it is in simple present tense form, to show our present tense, we wrote helping verb is. Okay. And according to our rule, V3 form of the verb, V3 form of the verb. And according to our rule, medium by is used exactly before the object of the passive voice. This is the object. Before object of the passive voice, we used by, medium. Okay. I hope this one is completely clear.